Cleveland's a fantastic place with a marketing problem.
So, Malley's Chocolates. Yes, you've taken over as chairman just recently, and you've come off almost 20 years of growing small businesses. Why make the jump into Malley's?
Really, it's a tremendous honor to be associated with Malley's. It's an iconic brand in Cleveland, an iconic company. Third generation was running the business and is still involved. Mm-hmm. So it was a great opportunity to be involved in a business that has a brand, very strong brand in this market, and really good people, and gives me an opportunity to learn something different, which very much excites me.
So you must have learned a lot at ID Images. Can you take us back, how your journey began there, and just
Sure.
go through the evolution there?
I joined the business as a non-family succession plan in 2003, and with a plan, obviously, I'd be the succession. And we grew the business quite a bit. In 2005, he named me president, so I'm running the business, things are good, and that was the plan. In 2006, he started to get back involved in the business and realized he wasn't ready to retire. And we were kind of button heads, for lack of a better term. To his credit, he sat me down and said, "Hey, it's not you, it's me, and so why don't you buy me? So I'm not ready to retire, but I know you're ready to run this business, so buy me out." So we closed June 4th of 2007, right before the world came to a screeching halt.
That champagne didn't last very long.
It did not last. Yes, it did not last long, but we knew we had a good business. We stayed cash flow positive the entire time, including the nadir was February of 2009. We were down 40% revenues, and we were still cash flow positive. And at that time, we realized, wow, this is a good business when we're down like that. So we went into growth mode and made our first acquisition in September of 2009, bought a business in Cincinnati. And then it was kind of off to the races.
So what was the growth? From, say, the day you joined to the
From
day...
the day I joined to when we sold was about 20 times.
20 times?
Yeah, from when I joined.
That's insane. And how many employees by the end?
By the end, about 250. One of my proudest facts is there are 30 of them left. When I bought from June of 2007, sold in July of 21, there were 30 people left who stayed the whole time, which is the most proud thing for me, that it was a manufacturing business and 30 people stuck along with me.
Tell me what that pride is. Is it the pride in seeing them successful, the pride in them wanting to work for you for that long? What's the pride?
All the above, right? They all contributed. They all grew, right? I gave those people a special bonus. And one of the people, and I probably might shed a tear on this, came in my office, a maintenance guy, and he is what you would think of a maintenance guy in a manufacturing business. Drives an F-350, really good guy, and he was a key to our success. I gave him a substantial bonus. He came in my office and was crying, and I cried.
Wow.
And he was a big part of what we did.
Wow. The sale itself, people obviously sad to see you go.
Yeah.
I mean, you're supporting 250 people's livelihood.
Yeah.
The sale itself, how does that impact you vis-a-vis them and all the folks that stayed there?
Honestly, Ethan, I think they were in a better spot. So what was happening in the business was capital was becoming critical. The business was consolidating. I wanted to make sure it stayed something good, and realized we didn't have the personal balance sheet to do that forever. Since we sold, Sole Source has done a great job. I think they bought 6 businesses. They've grown the business from about 100 million to almost 200 million, and continue to go on. So I think as an owner, I had a responsibility to all those people to put them in a position to have longer careers, and I think we did that.
You're saying your staff, your team grew during that time period. Did you end up growing as a leader?
You could ask some of my former colleagues that question, and they give you some very colorful answers. Probably the biggest thing was focus, learning to focus. And when a business is small, you tend to get involved in everything and think you can do everything, and you can't. You can't be an expert in everything. So realizing what you're good at, what your strengths are, and where you need to hire people to fill in the gaps was probably the most critical thing. And taking advice from people who had done it before, and hiring people who should have been my boss. There were a couple of people there who I hired, who came from bigger businesses, had a lot more experience than I did. And somehow I convinced them, come join this ride. And they did, and they've done wonderful. They're still there.
And now you've jumped aboard to helm Malley's, this beloved brand in Cleveland. Did that give you any trepidation when you're stepping in and saying, nobody really knows the name of the labels, but if I screw Malley's up, my next door neighbor is going to be knocking on my door.
It is funny when acquaintances or friends find out I'm affiliated with Malley's now, they always have a comment. Well, did you think about doing this? Did you think about doing that? Nobody cared about labels. Nobody. But that passion is really the opportunity and the excitement. And like I said, it's getting back to the whole theme. It's all about the people. The Malleys are great people, and to work with them is an honor and a lot of fun. And they've got certain things they bring that I don't, and I think I compliment. Yes, there's no doubt if this gets screwed up, I will probably.
I phrased it in the negative,
no. I will probably never be banned from Cleveland or something like that. But I'm pretty confident we've got a great team, and we've got great opportunities to grow and improve the business.
All right, so the crystal ball.
Yeah.
So what in your ideal world happens with Malley's in terms of growth?
So our internal goal is to double the business in the next 5 years, and we're working on opportunities.
What does product innovation in the chocolate market look like?
Well, think about everything you can cover in chocolate.
Okay.
And then there's a trend towards the technical term the industry uses is permissible indulgence. So something that is better for you than a traditional piece of chocolate. So whether that's putting added things in that give you health benefits, real or imagined. I probably shouldn't have said the imagine part, but that's okay. Is definitely a growing trend in the whole food industry.
Now, I don't think you're going to get me to eat twice as much chocolate, so I presume expanding outside of Cleveland and taking market is also part of your strategy.
Yes, definitely getting outside of Cleveland. One logical place is Florida, where a lot of Clevelanders go, Arizona, another place. So there's lots of opportunities we're looking at, and hopefully in the next several months we'll have some exciting news.
Why Cleveland? Why Northeast Ohio? Why stay here?
Great question. So full disclosure, my wife and I both grew up here. We moved around. When the opportunity arose to come back, it just made sense. And we both had family here, obviously. Great place to raise a family. Lots of perks to being in Cleveland, in my opinion. So Cleveland's a fantastic place with a marketing problem. We need to do a better job marketing the city and the region.
So the industry here, super dense in companies just like ID Images and not as many Malleys, but the same size manufacturer. How do you feel about the manufacturing that goes on here and its future prospects?
I think the future is very, very bright. Manufacturing is thriving in the United States. We've gotten rid of a lot of the lower end manufacturing. It's been gone to cheaper places. But for high-end manufacturing, this region is absolutely fantastic in material sciences, automotive. There's lots of industries where we have leading positions, and we need to continue to build upon those.
How do you think it evolves over the next decade?
With the right leadership, I think we will have the manufacturing renaissance everybody's been talking about.